Welcome to Models Off Duty, the podcast where we hang up our heels, let our hair down, and keep it real. I'm Kimberly.
And I'm April, and we're two models turned besties talking all things life, love, style, and the secrets behind the spotlight. From runway truths
to relationship realness,
nothing's off limits
when we're off duty. So grab your matcha,
get comfy,
and let's dive in.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of
Models Off Duty. Today we are introducing a new segment that we're calling Swipe Right, where we're talking all things dating, relationships, and asking each other some interesting questions.
So Kim, how about we start with, are you single?
Well, that is an interesting question, April. I think that we have to stay till the end of the episode until you can find out. It's a bit of a mystery at the moment.
Yeah.
Are you single?
Same answer.
He's just stole my answer.
Remember when we were talking about Kendall Jenner and that rule around you don't post about your partner unless it's 1 year into a relationship? I think that's something that I probably would do. And so you guys will never know, probably for the both of us, if we're in a relationship or not.
Until 1 year's passed.
Yeah.
And why do you think that? Why don't you want to post?
I think in all of my experience in dating, I think I've learnt that I want to keep my relationship private because we both have such public personalities. I think these days my relationship is really precious to me and I don't really want the outside world weighing in on that until I say so. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I agree. I think that's something that I do want to just keep private in my life. It's something that I don't need to, I guess, get judgment or get opinions about people online or on public saying certain things about people's relationships or questioning or thinking that they can give advice or speak on me without even knowing me or my relationships outside. Okay, so going into dating life, do you want to share some maybe memorable or not so memorable dates that you've experienced?
Okay. One definitely comes to mind when it comes to...
Memorable or
non-memorable?
Okay.
It was just so strange. I went on a date a long time ago with someone and we went to Coogee Pavilion and I probably had only been on this date for 10 minutes and he had bought me a juice because I don't drink alcohol. And
doesn't sound so bad.
Well, yeah, but then, it doesn't sound so bad. But then literally I kid you not, within 5 minutes of drinking this juice, I felt so sick. Like so sick. And I don't even think
the juice?
Well, I don't know what happened honestly because it was like immediate. And he was, I think he was still at the bar getting something else.
Yeah.
And when he came back, I was like so sick that I was like, I'm so sorry, I need to go. I literally had been on this date for less than 10 minutes. He was a bit confused, as you would be.
Yeah.
And I remember leaving, making a beeline for my car. I had to wind all the windows down. I was feeling so sick and so hot. And not in a good way, And I remember calling a friend saying like, oh my God, you need to talk to me and be on the phone with me because like, I think I'm like going to pass out. And the story doesn't end well. Like I make it home just...
So you just left?
I left, yeah. Make it home just in the nick of time. And then I was like throwing up all like everywhere. In the bathroom. Yeah.
Oh, so do you, from the juice...
what
else would it be?
Yeah. That date will always remember. That was like record time for a date.
Yeah,
It was like
5
less
minutes.
than 10 minutes. Yeah. Memorable dates. I mean, only one really comes to mind. Well, actually, there's two. Okay.
But, pick one. You got to pick one.
Well, it's actually not. One of them is a date, but one of them is like meeting someone memorably. Okay. But anyway, so we'll just do the
date.
Do the date. Okay. It was like a movie. and you will know who it is because you were on the phone with me at the time and I was getting ready. I remember seeing him and he was a complete gentleman. He was like standing like on the side of the road, waiting for me outside the restaurant. And I remember wanting to turn around. Not because like it was like bad, because I was so nervous.
Yeah.
And then it started raining. It was like a movie. And so imagine like if we set it up cinematically, you know, walking towards your first date, guys waiting on like the sidewalk in front of the restaurant.
It starts raining,
like trickling down, not heavy. And then he had an umbrella.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the restaurant had handed him an umbrella, and the umbrella opens. It's very cinematic. Mm-hmm. Umbrella opens and he's holding it as I stand there to say hi. I think it was pretty special.
Yeah. No, that's so sweet.
Yeah, it was like a movie. What about you, my love? Any kind of worst dates, memorable dates?
I don't know if I would say it a date, but I guess it was just a not so memorable experience.
Okay, tell me.
All right, so I don't think it was really a date, but probably maybe a not so memorable experience. Yeah. I was seeing this guy, not really anything super serious.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was just scrolling through my Instagram, just by myself at home because he was out that night with friends or whatever. I was like, okay, that's fine. He was out at a club or a party and I was just looking at people's stories, and in one of my friend's stories, not even a friend, just someone I knew on Instagram, I could see a picture of her. She looked stunning. Yeah. And in the background of that picture, it was the guy I was supposed to be seeing wrapping his hands around another girl. And I was like, what the hell?
Oh,
I screenshotted it and sent it to him straight away. And I was like, is this you? Because I knew what you were wearing.
Good.
And I sent it to him. And then,
there you go.
Sometimes it's meant to happen. Totally. You're meant to see something in that moment, and you got to just confront him. But I was also like, oh, should I just let it slide? But I was like, nah.
No, good. Call him out. That's
you?
like bad behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've got a question.
Okay.
What do you think about long distance relationships?
I think it definitely can be hard, but I think it goes down to just having those strong foundations. If you really want to make a relationship work, it doesn't matter the distance, it doesn't matter the different time zones you're in. It's just about having that strong foundation. You want to make it work, you put in the communication, you'll put in the effort. We have FaceTime these days, we can text at any time. So I think it's just a barrier, and I know some people don't think it can work, but just giving it a go and you can make things happen.
Yeah, and I think we're really lucky because now we've got technology, right? So imagine what it was like before, but now you're connected to everyone and anyone anywhere in the world. And so I think the barriers to having a long distance relationship kind of no longer exist, really.
You can literally just, get on the plane. You can make time to go and see each other. Yeah. Do you think you would ever do a long distance relationship?
I think with technology these days, there's nothing really that is a barrier to a long distance relationship. You know, you literally are connected all the time to everyone around the world. So I feel like the only real barrier that people might think about is like geographical location. But is that really a barrier?
No, I think the barrier is just giving up.
Totally agree. And actually, for those of you that don't know, Kym has given me some really great advice throughout our friendship, and it's something that has always stuck with me. And it is literally, and I think you know what I'm going to say, it's literally one like sentence that, a few words actually, that I actually now live by. That's like my metric when it comes to a relationship. And it is, if he wanted to, he would. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Literally, there's no excuses. Like, if someone really wants to do something for you, pick up that phone, make the effort to go and see you, they would.
Yeah, totally. It was really funny because I saw something on Instagram. It was a reel the other day, and it was a spider carrying like a fallen rosebud, like a rosebud.
Yeah.
And the caption was, if he wanted to, he would. And it was like literally bigger than the spider. And he was like bringing it to his spider girlfriend.
His spider girlfriend.
These days, with the advent of technology and how the world works, we're such a global economy that there really are no barriers to entry except for, what did you say?
Giving up.
Giving up. That's a great tagline.
So in any relationship that you have, what are some green flags that you're looking for?
Green flags. Communication. Communication is really important to me. Consistency and reliability. I think consistency and reliability are probably similar. And, you know, apart from, I want to give you green flags that are outside of the usual, like trust and loyalty and respect and love. Like, yes, that should just be
a given. Yeah.
For me, it would be communication, consistency, reliability, and masculinity. So you know this, I go on a rant about this all the time, but basically I'm really big on masculine and feminine energy. You know, in relationships, the man is masculine, he's a leader, he's a provider, he's a protector. And that allows me to switch my brain off and, you know, fall into my feminine where I'm like soft and nurturing and loving.
Yeah, because I think that you are, in your life, you are that alpha female, you're a leader and you're such a strong woman. So it's sometimes nice to let your guard down a little bit, be a little bit vulnerable and be taken in.
Totally.
Taken in like that.
Yeah. I know that this is controversial, but what are your thoughts on like height?
On height?
Yeah.
I know your stance on height. I mean, I don't want to say I just think that physical is everything, but ideally I do want, a partner that is taller than me.
And you're pretty tall.
Me when I'm wearing heels.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking down. Yeah, I don't want to feel like I'm a big girl and I'm the tall girl.
Yeah.
It does come down to like really like their personality, and if you're connecting, like that shouldn't be the overarching thing.
Exactly.
But I mean, if you're just going by first impressions, then
yeah,
tall and heightness is definitely needs to be up there.
First impressions for me like is tall, dark, and handsome usually. It's like the Italian, European, like, you know, olive skin, dark hair, green eyes, that kind of vibe. And I know that I'm petite, but I do like a man that is tall because you just want to feel like protected. I think that feeling of like safety. Yeah.
And what about going into red flags? What should we stay away from, or what do you stay away from now?
Yeah, now.
Italians.
Yeah, previously, you know, it was like different shades of red, and now it's like, Kym, is this red?
Looks a bit orange, Amber.
What do I stay away from now?
Now.
The fact that I can't think of them is probably not a good sign. I know. I think I stay away from now anyone that doesn't really align with the values that I have and the vision that I want for my future life. I think for me now, the red flags are people that waste your time and, you know, aren't dating intentionally from the outset, and people that don't align with your values and your vision, which also includes timeline. If you want to get married and have kids, as I want to, obviously if I am looking for someone, it's someone that also wants the same thing. Otherwise, what are we doing? So it's those kind of things now that are like the red flags that I look for. What about you?
What about me? I think someone that is not supportive of my goals and my aspirations and my career in my life. I really believe in surrounding yourself with good people, and I'm very, very, very lucky to have really amazing supportive people in my life. So I would expect even more from my partner to be so supportive and be willing to, let me do my thing and be proud. So definitely someone that is not supportive would be a major red flag for me. Yeah. Someone, I guess, that doesn't really care about like the day-to-day, the little things. I think that is important. It's great to like, I don't know, celebrate on special occasions or things like that. But someone that really has those day-to-day, the little things that you appreciate. I think that's really important.
Yeah, and I also think family for you is really big. Oh, it's for anyone really. And so, you know, someone that like respects your family, like, you know, gets along with your family is like really important as well.
Yeah, definitely. So we've just talked about some red flags and green flags, but I want to hear some icks of relationships.
Ooh, okay. Actually, yes, I've got one. I went on a date once with this guy.
Okay.
And, oh my God.
What?
And so after dinner, he took the like his cutlery and started like scraping the plate.
To where? What do you mean?
I think it was like sauce or something that he was like scraping off the plate. So then I was sitting there and I was like, okay. And then you won't believe. So after he scraped the plate, he picks up the plate and starts licking
No.
plate. Like,
what do you mean?
Like a cat. Like licks the plate, and I'm just sitting there.
Must have been a good dinner. Oh, maybe he was so hungry.
I was like mortified.
What did you do?
Nothing. Like, what could I do? Like, he was like licking the plate. Like, so safe to say, like, that's probably one of my icks.
Licking a plate like a cat.
Yeah. What about you?
I think for me, maybe I would say bad hygiene.
Yes.
Like just simple things like washing your hands after you go to the bathroom.
Yes.
Like that is just like a simple thing that you should be just learnt when you're a kid.
Doing normally.
Yes, you should just do that. But yeah, especially if you're going to go to the bathroom and then you're going to touch things or you're going to touch me and you haven't washed your hands, like, ill. Like,
no.
Please no.
Another one of mine, that's a bit of an ick. And it's probably just for me generally, because you know me, I'm quite traditional, but I love it when a man is a gentleman. And so it's an ick to me if they're not. So it's things like, you know, opening the car door, walking on the side of the street
on the road
where the cars are. Yeah, you know, that kind of those little things. I like it when a man does that. But yeah, that's probably like some of my main icks.
Okay, let's end the episode with a little segment that we're calling Boy Math. So basically it's about what boys what men do that don't make sense.
Yes, exactly. So Kym, I've got a bit of a list.
Okay.
And I'm going to run through them.
Let's hear them.
I'm going to find it. Okay.
Find them harder.
First one. When guys say that they want a girlfriend who's low maintenance, but also has to be hot, funny, smart, and successful.
They want it all, but they can't even keep up. What do they have to show for themselves?
When guys are 5'8" on dating apps, but they round it up to
6 foot. Yes. Like, come on, you just got to be honest with your height. Like, especially we need our tall guys who don't want to be catfished.
No catfishing. Okay, here's another one. Texting WYD.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Once a week and they think that that's the same as maintaining a relationship.
Because that's enough effort for me.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, I've got a story about this. This is
really?
Yeah. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay, so when I was on Hinge a while ago, there were, and actually the timeline is actually much more further than that. So it was, you know, let's say in December, a year and a half ago, I was talking to this guy and, you know, it was normal chat and I think didn't even get that far. And I sent him a message and saying like, how are you? Or something like just normal.
Yeah.
And then no response. And then like a year and a half later, like I'm on the bike and I get like a pop-up message and I like see a message from the guy saying
a year and a half later.
Yeah, like saying, yeah, I'm good. And I look at the timeline and it's like something like crazy, like a year and a half. And I'm like, that's a bit of like a delayed response. And he responds with, better late than never. Like the audacity of people.
Yeah, no, just to think that you can continue a conversation.
Probably what happened was he was in a relationship, like got back on the app and then
who started with
and started to continue to have a conversation. So I would say, that's definitely something that guys do that
just doesn't make sense.
So guys, that's it for this episode of Swipe Right, and we hope to see you on the next episode of
Models Off Duty.
Yay.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Better record.